Happy Friday, Rockstars. Welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Today's October 19th, 2018, and I got a lot of requests from people who are looking to diversify and buy merchandise out of pawn shops, so I figured why not on a Friday afternoon take you guys to a couple pawn shops. I've done about 2 videos on pawn shops before, way back in the day. Kind of update this one for 2018, as both of my videos I believe were in early 2018 and late 2017. I'd have to scroll back, but just show you guys what a pawn shop really is, because I know there's probably a very small percentage of you that have actually ever been in a pawn shop, let alone bought something to resell. So let me take you inside. Let me show you a little bit about pawn shops, how they work, and how you can buy stuff to resell and make money. And then hopefully you can use this video and start buying some different diversified merchandise for your eBay or Amazon stores. All right, so we're at Value Pawn. This is a corporate pawn shop here in Florida. We have hundreds of them, hundreds and hundreds. I believe it's also in Texas, but this place is notoriously high priced anyways, and they've been jacking their prices up even worse in the last year or so, which is why you don't see me going in here. I'm gonna take you guys inside just to show you. There's usually like one thing in this entire store that I could buy. I used to come in and spend $300, $400, $500 on a shot. Now I'm lucky to spend anything because there's nothing in here. But I'm gonna show you at least how the pawn shop works a little bit, and then we'll come back out and we're gonna go to one more that's down the road. All right, so this is kind of like a tool case that they have, and the very first thing that I saw was this Solus Ultra Snap-on engine diagnosis tool. And so this particular pawn shop works in prices. So this thing started off at $800, and then as it sat till September, it dropped to $640, and now on November 17th, it'll go to $560, and if it makes it till January, $480. So I looked this up, and you can see, I'm gonna drop this into the window here. You can see that these are worth over $1,000. So probably right now it's $640, but I can wait it out just a couple weeks, come back and probably pick this thing up for $560, sell it for about $1,100, at least $1,000, which leaves $440 in profit, less the fees and shipping. You think about $250 or $300 on this. In fact, I'm gonna probably do a video where I end up coming back to get this, because this isn't something that everyone's gonna buy. You might be able, if it's getting close to that date, to talk them into selling it to you for that one. We're only a couple weeks away from that date, so that's something that could be profitable. Now you have to test this out, you have to make sure this thing's working, see what accessories it has, etc. But some of these with all the bags and accessories are worth like $1,200 to $1,500. Sometimes pawn shops keep this stuff, all the accessories in the back, so you just have to ask. But look at that, right off the bat we got an item that could be really, really profitable. Now here's another expensive one. This Sony 4K is $550, selling for about $650, after fees and shipping about $575, so not a ton of room there. But on December 15th it comes down to $440, which leaves us $135 in room on that. And then, you know, obviously I'd have to check Amazon as well. These are just eBay prices I'm quoting right now. So there's all kinds of handy cams, there's all kinds of actual cameras. You have to like literally look up each one and each model and do the same thing I just did on each one of them. Now, pawn shops are pretty notorious where they price their MacBooks really high. This one's $308, and I looked it up and most of them are about $250. So Macs are usually something that you can't get a deal on because they treat MacBooks and Apple products like gold. Same with that one. You can even find graphing calculators. Now this one's about to be $42, but they only sell for about $60. So that one's gonna be a little on the high side. This used to be my main area of expertise, but they're still charging $25 for Xbox One GTA 5. Okay, so this is another corporate store. It's called Cash America. I actually saw these when I was in Dallas last weekend. And this is, you know, again, corporate, so they're gonna price their stuff a little higher than like mom and pops, but sometimes this one's a little better than Value Pawn. Let's go inside and check it out. So this store is typically a lot cleaner than Value Pawn. Almost always, this store is a lot cleaner. Fred Hutchinson might be happy with this. Look, $15. $15 for a DVD, CD, MP3 decoder I looked it up. One sold on eBay for like over 100, so might be something I grab. But there's only one, that's the problem. That's what I'm talking about by jacked up prices. Look, it's broken 230. I'm talking about 3DS handheld game systems for 80. I mean, I used to sell them like 2 years ago for like 90. So, I mean, pretty crazy. 119 for a 2DS. 150, that's like retail for that. A lot cleaner, but a lot more expensive. Even worse than before. Okay, so something that you're gonna learn quick about pawn shops is, let's say that an item is $200 retail. Let's say that you could buy a PlayStation 4 for 200 bucks. I don't even know the retail anymore, but let's just say it's 200. And the pawn shop has a used one for like 200. Why would they do that? Or even like 180, 190, a ridiculously high price for a used model. Why? Well, here's why. Why would anyone not go up to Best Buy and buy it for 200? Well, they don't have the money. Most people that frequent these pawn shops don't have a lot of money. It's just the fact, they don't. And so they'll never have the $200 to go buy the brand new item from Best Buy or even Target or Walmart for that matter. So they're willing to take like a used one for either a couple dollars less or the same from a pawn shop for one reason. Most of these pawn shops offer layaway. They're willing to take payment plans of like 20 bucks, 20 bucks, 20 bucks until you pay the item off and then you can come get it. Those people can't save, most of those type of people, those lower income, can't save $200 or $300 on expensive items. They are able to come down here once a week and put up 20 bucks, but they can't come in all at once and put up 200 or 300 because they just can't put the money away and save it. I know that sounds really bad and it's sad. It's part of America. It's part of, lower class, middle class, higher class. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I have nothing against that. There's a business for that. And by offering layaway, those people have an option and a source, a route to get the item that they want, even though they have to take it used in most cases, as opposed to, saving up the money and going to get a brand new one. So you would ask yourself, why not just put the $20 away every single week for 10 weeks until they can go to Best Buy and buy it? Well, it's easier said than done. A lot of people that are in that kind of financial situation are in that financial situation because they're unable to save the money and because they spend money, above and beyond what they should and quicker than they should. So just something to keep in mind when you're in a pawn shop, when you see high prices and you ask yourself, who in the heck would ever pay this price for a used piece of merchandise? Well, that's who would. All right, so that's a look inside of 2 different pawn shops. All right, so that was a quick look inside of some corporate pawn shops. Mom and pops are a little different. They're not gonna price things like that. They're almost always not priced. You just kind of haggle and negotiate. You're like, hey, what do you want for, this? And they're like, I'm looking for like 50 bucks. And you're like, hey, I give you 30. And they're like 40 and you walk out the door. So mom and pops, you have to get to know. They're almost always in the worst part of town. Now those 2 are in the middle of a good part of town. We do still have, a need for pawn shops all over, but majority of our pawn shops are in a lower income area. There's about 15 or 20 of them in this one neighborhood. You guys have seen me go to them in other videos you can check out on the channel. Just search for the word pawn and they'll pop right up on my YouTube channel. But anyways, pawn shops are just kind of a thing where you have to do your research. You have to make a route. You're not gonna buy a whole week's worth of inventory from one store. You gotta buy them from multiple stores. So you have to make a route, Google them, get the best plan of action into driving so you don't use as much gas and as much time. Also, get yourself your sales tax certificate. A lot of you have no idea what that is. If you don't, I have videos about it. Basically, a sales tax certificate is what you get from your state that allows you to collect sales tax from customers when they buy from you and pay that sales tax. It also allows you to buy merchandise from stores sales tax free. So when you go in that pawn shop and an item is 80 bucks, you present a copy of the sales tax certificate, the real one you keep back at your house or on you. And then you only pay 80 bucks. You won't pay $85 or whatever your tax rate is. And so that really adds up because you're saving $4, $5, $6 every time you go out. And over the course of a year, I have saved like $2,000 worth of sales tax because I used to buy from pawn shops every day, saving like 10 bucks a day, 5 bucks, 8 bucks. So something else to keep in mind to help you save money at pawn shops. Most of them will take a copy of it. They'll put it in the back on file. And then every time you buy from that pawn shop, you don't have to pay tax. So really good inside secret tip to do while you're purchasing from any store, really. A lot of stores will take it, a lot won't, but if they will, use it. Use your sales tax certificate, guys. Anyways, that's a little inside look at pawn shops. Mine have jacked the prices up, but you guys can get a lot of good merchandise. Diversify, look at electronics, look at cameras, look at lenses, look at home audio, look at audio for cars, amplifiers, stereos, VCR, DVD, DVR combos, all that stuff. Go in, check out a pawn shop. Let me know how it goes. Email me, message me, the whole deal. I'd love to hear about it. I'll let you guys go and enjoy your weekend. Happy TGIF, happy Friday. Some really great videos, like I said, coming out this weekend about the new policy for the international shipping that Trump is pulling the US out of or threatening to, and quite a few other awesome videos. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and like it. Really helps me and I appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.